Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to do a quick dive into the future. Mondays, I like to look at skills. So, I want to think about skills videos, give you something that you don't know or that you do know that you could be doing a bit better. So, that's for Mondays. Tuesdays is all about the future, it's about being future ready, it's about scoping, it's about picking a target and making sure that the idea of developing your career is very specific in a specific direction based on data. And so on Tuesdays, we look at the future of the technologies, the future of our field, and the best way we can place ourselves in that context. And on Wednesdays, we talk about functional friends, where we're talking about networking and building the kind of relationships that are going to really pay off big in our career development. So, in this video, we're talking about the future and the future of biology with respect to AI, because as we know, AI has changed a lot of things about the way we do things. So, what I did in order to really dive into this topic is I asked an AI and I asked a bunch of AIs, but the one that I prefer to use is Perplexity for this kind of thing. I just find it's more it's more thorough in the kind of research it does. The answers it gives me are usually more closer to what I'm looking for than most of the other AIs I've used. So Perplexity is my go-to AI. So I asked Perplexity, I asked him, I asked it um, to give me the kind of fields that are shaping the future. So I wanted a brief overview of which fields are really impacting the future as we know it, which fields are creating the future as we know it. And so I double checked it with a bunch of other AIs as well, and just did a bit of research around the whole topic. And I came up with these ones. You can do your own research. So this is by no way definitive, but it's just interesting. It gives you some insight. So that's why I used it. So I want to share with you what I found. And first up is um, is artificial intelligence. I know it sounds as though it's like picking itself, right? It's saying that I am the technology that's revolutionizing the future. But I think it's actually well placed because AI is, by all means, a super technology, and it enables us to perform tasks where, in the past you'd need to use your intelligence and your effort to do things, but it just does a whole bunch of things for you. So you're talking about tasks requiring human intelligence, such as perception, speech recognition, some kind of decision making. And there are loads of industries today that are really benefiting from this. And the second one on its list was bioinformatics. Now, that was a bit of a surprise to me because I knew bioinformatics is important, but I thought I was just, I was a bit biased because it's my area. And it came out number two on its list. And this field basically merges biology, computer science, IT, and allows you to analyze all these hordes of biological data that we're creating these days when we think about next gen sequencing and all these other tools. So, if you're thinking about personalized medicine or genomics, basically it's not possible without bioinformatics, and that is the future of medicine. So, there you go. Quantum computing. So, this is where you're using quantum bits to perform computing calculations which are really super fast. I mean, I know nothing about this. I won't even delve into it. Then number four, you've got renewable energy. And obviously, if you're talking about renewable energy, you can't talk about that without thinking about the biological aspect. So you can have renewables in terms of solar and wind and all. But if you're talking about fuels, biofuels, you're going to have to come back to biotech. So that is really important right there. Then you've got biotechnology at number five. And as you well know, this is our field where we leverage living organisms and biological processes to create things that solve our problems in society. And so that can be from genetic engineering to biopharmaceuticals, all sorts of things to make things cheaper, greener, and all the rest of it. So biotech is number 5 right there. Then you got cybersecurity. And now this one, people think of it as digital threats. But if you're living in a future where a lot of the data is increasingly biometric, these digital threats mean your personal data safety as well. So it's not even just about, hacking some arbitrary company somewhere. It's about hacking you. Then we've got robotics, and this one is actually really important for the kind of high throughput revolution we're seeing in like DNA sequencing and proteomics and all that. So robotics, never mind what it's doing in the other fields, but even in the fields of which are biology related, it's very, very important. Number 8, you got nanotech. This is interesting because it doesn't just talk about tiny machines and all. It's almost like they're getting their inspiration from the machines that we know, enzymes and all these kind of things, even like the folding mechanisms of DNA. They're borrowing from this to make all these nanotechnologies. Then you got space exploration. This is important because more and more, when you think about the future, people want to be an interplanetary species. They want to be setting up bases on Mars and on the moon and beyond. And we need to know, how do we perform in space? How do our bodies perform? How do you grow food out there? One of my favorite books is The Martian, the one that was made into a video with Matt Damon. A movie with Matt Damon. I thought it was pretty good. But there you go. That's the kind of thing that is interesting people these days. Then you got data science. This is number 10. This is important because it marries all the things we've been talking about. A lot of these technologies that we've discussed, they generate loads and loads of data. And without any kind of mechanism of analyzing this data and getting meaning out of it, you're not going to get very far. So data science is also huge. So if we look at all these fields, do you see this thread going through, which is basically biotech, hmm, bioinformatics, nanobiotechnology, biometrics, data analysis, data science rather? There's just an overwhelming need for, I would call it tech enabled biology. So, this is the future, if you ask me, of biology, tech enabled biology, where you're actually leveraging all these amazing technologies to do the biology that you love, to do the research and to create the innovations that are going to help the society in the future. So, if you want to be one of the scientists that is at the edge of actually innovating these solutions in the future, this is basically your wake up call to make you understand that this is not a small science that we're in. If you look at this list of 10 fields I've given you, the vast majority of them have everything to do with us. And so, if you're not positioning yourself within this arena to do important things, especially for the place where you come from, your community, and your immediate the people who you care about, the choice you make in your biological career is really important. You could actually be one of the people who is shaping the future. The next Nobel laureate in one of these fields could be you. And people think that things are just, the status quo. Everything is just going on the way it always has been. It hasn't. Things have changed. Things have changed fundamentally since we've had the ability for majority of society to interact with these AIs. And so with this interaction with AI, it gives you this power to create meaning from data that wasn't there before. So we had access to the data sets, but we didn't really have the power to really like get meaning out of them. And so I want to delve into this a bit more in the future to help people really see where the free data sets are. These data sets cost a lot of money to produce. If you're doing like a DNA sequencing experiment or some kind of thing like that, it costs a lot of money to do. And once you've generated that data, it sits on a database somewhere, waiting for a person like you to actually utilize that data to get something out of it. So in the future videos, I think I'll delve a little bit more into how you can do that. But we need to understand that we're actually on the cusp of something really important here. And being in this field is really a blessing. It's a great thing to be a part of. So the future has changed. A lot of people don't know it, but it's already changed. Everything's already changed, and a lot of people just don't know it. So I'll see you next time. If you're feeling inspired, subscribe, follow this channel, and comment down below. Tell me more about the kind of content that might help you out.